I sit in my workshop as dusk bleeds through the window, dust drifting in golden rays like tiny dancers. Each tool rests in the silence. The chisel, the fine carving knife, the spool of thread, the brushes. Each one of them once devoted to crafting life, now lie still. Sawdust hovers, suspended in memory. I breathe a quiet breath through wood smoke and thoughts. I used to bring laughter here, but then I lost it. Only years remain in this scattered mess of memory. On the workbench stands the Marionette, crafted by my trembling hands. Her limbs narrow and strings pale under the lamp's faded glow. She has my son's eyes, ashamed to follow me to grief. I trimmed her face into that sorrow. Every curve, every joint speaks of rock solid law. But I quit carving after she stood up. I quit believing in miracles. Yet, here she rests, propped up against the lamp's soft shade. Her strings limp. She is the final thing I've made in decades. A final promise that I could not break. I remember the first stroke of the knife across cedar's grain, as soft as falling feathers. My breathing slowed, my mind narrowed into focus. The figure that emerged beneath my hands, slender fingers, the look held in youth, became him. I didn't mind the tears in my cheeks, or how the wood's texture felt like memory solidifying. I carved deep into the steady of my memory. The sanded smooth until she glowed under my lantern. A thin layer of varnish sealed promise beneath amber glow. When I tied a string at the joints, I whispered his name. Will you dance with me again, William? For a sliver of breath, I believed she would. But the promise burned like a flame kept too long in the darkness. I paused, thumb brushing the cheek. I stood and watched candle smoke loop before my eyes. The air felt hollow. That was when I realized I made her in grief, but I dressed her in love. And sometimes, when love speaks, we don't usually expect it. I awakened to the scent of wood polish. My lantern guttered. Her left hand, it moved, not by a millimeter, but enough to claim breath. Held my jaws silent and trembled as gravity stripped the uncanniness from my illusion. Each night, I returned, just a touch. An eyelid moved, a head nudged. I panicked, but then I calmed. It's impossible. I admit, when I first seen her move, I thought this was the universe's way of punishing me for grieving too long, or punishing me for pouring my grief into something and breathing life into. Then, one night, at midnight, I whispered, "Is it you?" Silence followed. Then, tap. The Marionette shifted pathos, closing her jaw. Like mourning, my grief named her every motion. I watched tears pool for grief to speak and for explanation. When she wobbled, I caught her. My heart galloped, my breath trembled. I realized she's alive as a memory, but not a flesh. A memory can argue and accuse when love falters. One night, I found her standing on her bench, her head turned to me. For the first time, she spoke. "You left me." My breath stalled. "You promised." Her voice cracked like old parchment. Tears welled as I stuttered. "I didn't." "You walked away," she whispered, face shadow. "You stopped breathing with me." All air left my chest. My voice shattered. I carried you. I carved you. "But you left me," she echoed, each word a nail in my heart. My tears fell as I knelt, trembling next to her. I could not keep going. "You left me for my memory," she said, "not for me." I closed my eyes. I thought maybe it'd create that love would live. Love? What was that? Craftsman of shells? Not of the living soul. She tilted her head, Marionette, wood creaking. "Are you sorry?" My voice broke. "I'm sorry." "Then speak it," she said. I opened my mouth. Nothing came. Strings tensed. Thunder echoed outside. The workshop groaned. And I finally said, "I am sorry. I never meant to leave you." Her head bowed. Then stillness. A breath escaped me. I knelt at her feet, trembling, even. The storm outside receded. Her body trembled under my hand. I reached for the topmost string, thumb brushing the soft laughter trapped in the wood. And carefully, I untied it. And the next one, then the next one. Her hand slipped off the bench. A final sigh echoed. Tears mingled with dust. I cupped her hands, and I cupped her body in my arms. She felt warmth, like love remembered beyond broken vows. I carried her to a box lined with velvet, her expression soft and peaceful. I closed it, tied a ribbon around it, and whispered into stillness. Be free. I exhaled. My breath slowed, and for the first time in years, my chest hurt, but not from pain, but finally from release. The dawn arrives, whisper song. Dust motes drift in new light. The door stands ajar. I step outside. The air feels less hollow today. I carry the box under my arm. The weight of grief made gentle memory. I walk away from my workshop. Tools rest in stillness. The stage is empty, but the memory is not. Love remains even when strings fall away.